What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Tuesday, June 17th. Now, in today's video, you may have noticed that Dog Bitcoin's price is down 9%. Just yesterday, we were at a 400 million market cap, but the Dog price has actually dipped because of Bitcoin's price. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But what we want to cover in this video, most importantly, is that right now we've been given clues that Dog Bitcoin spot listing on Kraken will happen within the next 15 to 14 days. Now, I will explain to you why I think that's going to happen, and also cover other things such as HTX, Own.fun, Cookie.fun, and also charting and analysis, which is very important. And I want to share with you my personal perspectives because people have been asking me online, hey Vincent, do you think owning a runestone ordinal is going to qualify us to get an airdrop by Kraken? Well, I'm going to share with you my personal thoughts on that. And last but not least, stick around to the very end of the video because I do have a dog airdrop giveaway challenge that I think you guys and girls should definitely pay attention to. So make sure to stick around to the very end to learn how to participate. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join us on X, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So as you're seeing right now, Dog Bitcoin's price is down almost close to around 10%. Now, why is that? Well, obviously it's due to Bitcoin's price. Look at this. So just early yesterday, we saw that Bitcoin was at $109,000. Now it has dropped down to as low as $103,000. So obviously, as I mentioned before, whatever happens to Bitcoin, up or down, is ultimately going to affect every meme coin, altcoin, and utility coin out there much more. And regardless of that, you just saw that MicroStrategy, or AK Strategy, just bought over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. This is why I continue to dollar cost average into Dog, because I know when there are dips, it's meant for buying. Now, when we look at the coin ranking, it looks like Dog Bitcoin is still at 133 ranking. It hasn't really changed. It's just hovering around there. But just check this out. We're only like 2 or 3 spots away from being around the top 100 tokens on CoinMarketCap. That's actually really important and really effective for Dog Bitcoin because Dog has no tier 1 centralized exchange listing. Every other altcoin that you're actually seeing on here does. So once Kraken lists Dog for spot trading, it will be absolutely fun for the holders. And I want to remind everybody that Dog has not experienced its God candle yet, okay? So this was posted back on April 22nd. Today is June 17th, so this is a little outdated. I mean, look at where Dog Bitcoin's price was. Remember when we were down at around close to 100 million market cap? We were down almost over 50% compared to Bitcoin's price. Now we're only down roughly 14%. See how fast things move with Dog Bitcoin within that short period of time? But the reason I made this example is because right now, when you compare meme coins, especially dog-based coins, to Bitcoin's price, a lot of them have already experienced parabola events. So if you look at Dogecoin, this is the Dogecoin price, which is the blue line. And you saw it had over a 200,000% pump. Then you have Bonk that had over a 35,000% pump. Floki that had a 7,000% pump. Then you have Dog with over 3 million% pump. Then Shiba Inu over 6.7 million% pump. So Dog has not experienced that yet. It's going to happen at some certain point or another. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And I definitely think that Kraken is going to be the very beginning of this trend, and it can happen really fast. The definition of God candles is that God candles don't happen within a long period of time. They actually happen within a day or two or within a week. They happen really fast. So when that does happen, you have to make sure that you get in before that pump does happen. I've seen so many different holders that were in these specific tokens way before they were launched on tier 1s, and their lives were changed. So I'm telling you right now, the friction that people are having with runes is soon going to be removed once it's traded on Kraken. But before we get into that, let's get into the news around Dog. So let's look at how Dog is ranked in terms of Cookie.fun. Now, in the good sentiment section, which is how people feel positive about their specific coin, just today, we're seeing that Dog is on that top radar. Over the past 7 days, it's still on the top radar. Over the past month, still on the top radar. Check this out. In the past 3 months, it's actually the 5th coin across all chains that has good sentiment. Overall in the year to date, still ranked number 5. So obviously, people are veering towards Dog. Not just a rune, but Dog itself because of what it stands for and the way it was distributed. It even caught the attention of Cryptolark, who just spotted it as of yesterday, just quickly, nothing too special. We know that Cryptolark is very bullish on Dog. He actually follows me as well. Now let's talk about HTX. Now, you are aware that I've mentioned over and over that HTX community has been engagement farming the dog army. And in this specific image, just kind of interesting, they realized that dog had over 2,000 plus or 2,000%, meaning like this is probably the most powered up community compared to all these other random drawings, or, you know, none of these are really meme coins. I think they're just like random characters. I don't know where they actually come from, honestly. But then I turned over to HTX, which is the official account for the HTX Huobi Global Exchange, which is one of the top tier 1 exchanges out there in the world. And they just all of a sudden brought back the dog Bitcoin logo without the karate blue ninja outfit. So that's actually quite interesting. But again, I definitely think that HTX is engagement farming because they have all these other random tokens. We have Bitcoin Sonic or whatever it's called. We have Chill Guy, we have Mog Coin, and then some other ones I just don't know about. So this to me is engagement farming. I'm not participating, but you can feel free to participate if you want. But I think they're paying attention to what Kraken is doing. Now, tomorrow, remember, today is June 17th. Tomorrow, Wednesday, June 18th, Odin.fun is going to be implementing OG runes. That includes Dog Go to the Moon for sure. And make sure that if you do trade this dog token on Odin.fun, make sure to look for the verified checker symbol because there's going to be a lot of scams, a lot of fake tickers that are using the Dog Go to the Moon or Dog to the Moon logo or whatever. So make sure to look for the one that has a verified check symbol. Now, what's really important is that Odin.fun has seen a lot of trading volume. Apparently, word to word, they said that they see more trading volume than Alkanes, Runes, and BRC20 tokens combined. So what does that mean? That means that Asia is very bullish on Odin.fun, and once they start to trade dog, you may see that reflective in the price as well. Now, I want to talk about runestone ordinals. Now, a lot of you have been accumulating a lot of runestone ordinals because you saw this one post yesterday, which we covered, about Kraken Exchange posting an image of a runestone ordinal. Now, people were wondering, is the second airdrop going to be the Crack token by the Kraken team? So Leonidas actually had something to say about that. He says, the second runestone airdrop will be a meme coin with 100% of the supply sent directly to runestone holders, which we already knew over a year now. Others are, of course, welcome to airdrop a bit of the supply of their utility and meme tokens to runestone holders as well, like was done in the past many times. So let's cover this because a lot of you have been wondering, is it a Crack token? Is it any other token? Well, let's talk about those tokens. So there's something called the Ink token. Now, the Ink token is actually on Optimism, which is built on Ethereum L2. Now, is it the Ink token that was created by the Kraken team? I don't think so. What about the Crack token? I don't think it's actually the Crack token either. What about other things? What about Reef? Is there a Reef token coming around? Because if you don't know, Reef is basically a platform where people can qualify for airdrops. And when you scroll down below, this is kind of a program that allows people to receive those airdrops, giving people, Kraken clients more specifically, to qualify for that. But here's the thing, and here's my personal perspective. Because earlier today, you saw that Kraken Exchange just made a post saying exclusive airdrops are coming soon. Ask us how. But the thing is, the majority of people that have actually gotten a response from Kraken Exchange realize that the thing that they need to qualify for is to have a Kraken Plus account. That's like a Coinbase Pro account, where it's not for retail, it's more for professional traders, and it's actually lower fees in terms of trading fees. And every single time I see Kraken Exchange mentioning Reef or a plus sign, they're pretty much hinting it's going to involve, the Reef platform or Kraken Plus accounts. And whenever I see people responding with a runestone, there is no response from the Kraken team or even dog holders for that matter. So to me, I don't think that the runestone that they posted up on their exchange is going to qualify for an airdrop by the Kraken team. But that's just my personal opinion, right? I just think that based on what I'm seeing here, if you're thinking that there's going to be an airdrop of a Crack token, a Reef token, or an Ink token, think about this one thing. Runestones are ordinals. They're based on Bitcoin. So that would mean that the Kraken team with Crack, Ink, or Reef would have to turn their tokens into a Bitcoin L1 token or a Rune token, which I don't think they're going to do. They're going to keep those tokens on their specific chain. If it's Ethereum L2 like Optimism, if it's on their actual exchange, I don't know. But I don't think that they're going to actually release other tokens that are on different chains onto a Bitcoin L1. It wouldn't actually make any sense. So that's just my personal opinion in case you're wondering. Okay, now let's talk about Kraken, okay? Because we're seeing a lot of massive buyout orders as John Rick has posted. Somebody accumulated 23,000 worth of dog just earlier today. And trust me, there's a lot more larger buy orders that are being reported, but this is just something I just wanted to share with you real quickly. And it's mainly due to Kraken. Okay, so Kraken has been hinting towards a listing very soon. So I posted this video yesterday regarding the Golden Cross and that dog is going to be listed on Kraken very soon. And so Kraken responded, when? Soon. And they continue to go on engaging with the community. Ordinal News said Rune June Kraken effects, and down below they said big if true. And JDog shared a screenshot from Frankly, who said final countdown for dog, and in response Kraken Exchange said soon, and then Kraken Exchange said to JDog, ayo. And we always have to keep in mind, right, like Kraken is actually seeing more engagement from the dog army compared to other meme coins such as SPX 6900. Now look at this, SPX 6900, which was posted on December 11th of 2024, roughly we saw around 339,000 impressions, but look at the likes and comments and retweets, right? Not that much, only 637 likes compared to Kraken posting a dog cameo had 2.8 thousand likes, 967 retweets, 959 comments compared to these small numbers with SPX. So I just want to share with you, I don't like SPX 6900. It's pushed by one single person, which is Murad. Listen, I know that Murad knows about dog, supported dog, but he is one entity behind the token. If he dies, gets into a car accident, or just disappears, the community dies. With the dog army and the dog token always will live because Bitcoin is always around. So if Leonidas is not around, if I'm not around, the dog community will always be around. That's why it's always good to have a community-based token, not one leader or one meme coin guru leading a token. Not to diss SPX 6900 because there is a community there, but it just doesn't have the fundamentals. And I think there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't know of, which are larger whale wallets that have actually accumulated and actually have a bigger portion that's not fairly distributed within their community. So Kraken Pro, which is basically for Kraken Plus customers and also people who are into leverage trading, just posted this image today, which is basically the dog mascot and a question mark. It's kind of like a Pokemon thing. And in there, they had the Kraken listing roadmap, and in there was dog. Now, why do I think dog's going to be listed within the next 15 days? Well, yesterday, we did see that Arjan did give a hint saying only 15 days left of Rune June. So he's aware that dog must be listed within the month of June. And then he shared this clip, which I'm going to play right now, and then we're going to talk about what this actually means.
Man, only 15 more days left of Rune June.
I know. What do you think the first Rune token is going to be?
So as you can see from that AI generated clip by VO3, which is a software platform that's created by Google, he says basically there's only 15 days in Rune June. The other Stormtrooper basically asks, what do you think the first token is going to be? Obviously, it's going to be dog. But most importantly, he's telling other crypto exchanges that this is your moment to know that Rune June is live, that this is the month. And if you're going to list dog on the moon, it has to be in the month of June. Because you want to say to yourself that I knew them before they were famous moment. And the reason they're saying this is because you don't want to be too late to this. Kraken knows they're going to be the very first tier 1 exchange to list dog for spot trading. And so he's warning exchanges, if you're going to list a token, list dog and other prominent Rune tokens out there. If it's $1 billion cap, MIM token, Gizmo, whatever you name it, it's all there. That's the type of tokens you want to have. And so those tokens are here to stay, but there's also the 99% of Rune tokens are absolute garbage, just like the 99% on Solana and Ethereum meme coins are complete trash. This is why you want to pay attention to this. So this is a hint that within the next 14 days, because this was posted yesterday, within the next 14 days, we're going to see a dog token listing. And the reason that's important is because this will be the very first of many different exchanges that are going to list dog for spot trading. And dog is one of the top contenders. In the top 15 meme coins, it's the only one without a tier 1. This will bring, just Kraken alone, in my personal opinion, will bring it up to $1 billion at some sort of point or another, and in the top 100 rankings on CoinMarketCap. So let me explain this to you before we get into charting analysis. Kraken Exchange is positioning itself as the first major platform to list dog, which is the #1 Bitcoin meme coin and fungible token standard, and it is a pivotal moment for mass adoption. Just as Doge's or Dogecoin rise was fueled by retail frenzy once barriers to entry were removed, Kraken is now eliminating the friction that kept everyday non-crypto savvy investors from accessing dog. Now with over 15 million users and in 190 countries, Kraken becomes the gateway for global retail to participate in the next chapter of Bitcoin native culture. The result, a surge in trading volume, trading fee revenue for the Kraken exchange itself, and new user onboarding, which is customer base acquisitions, anchored by loyal, mission-driven community. This move doesn't just elevate DOG, ladies and gentlemen, it also reinforces Kraken's role as the most trusted exchange for the future of Bitcoin meme tech and fungible ecosystems. Now, based on what you're seeing in the price of DOG because of Bitcoin's fallout from $109,000 to $103,000, it does not change the golden cross. It does not change what's going on with DOG Bitcoin, especially within this yellow square. As I mentioned before in yesterday's video, this just is a part of what we're supposed to see in DOG Bitcoin's price. DOG Bitcoin has not been priced in yet with the Kraken spot listing announcement, and also possibly HTX and OKX, and also Odin.Fund. Odin.Fund, ladies and gentlemen, is tomorrow. We may not even need the Kraken exchange to start this probable event. It could be Odin.Fund, and that's why it's really important to understand that. And so the thing that I want to kind of close this off with before we talk about the giveaway is this. Look at the different chains, Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has a larger market cap at $2 trillion, while Ethereum has 300 billion, Solana has 77 billion. If you look at the number one meme coin in each of these chains, say for instance Trump token, it's $1.9 billion. Well, it's 2.44% of Solana's market cap. Shiba Inu, the number one meme coin on Ethereum, is 2.25% of Ethereum's market cap. DOG, the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, is 0.02%. Imagine when DOG is at 2% at Bitcoin's market cap. I've always talked about 1%. Imagine at 2%. I think 2% of $2 trillion is roughly around $40 billion, I believe. If my math is correct or wrong, please let me know down in the comments, but that's what I believe. But it doesn't matter. Anywhere between $20 billion to $40 billion is substantial, between 1% to 2% of Bitcoin's market cap. And you're telling me at the current market cap at around 340 or 350 million market cap right now for DOG Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm going to buy a lot of DOG. All right, so this is what you've been waiting for. So this is the DOG airdrop giveaway challenge. So I want on my Twitter page to reach 24,000 followers, because when I do, I'm gonna give 5 lucky winners 10,000 DOG tokens each. But if I reach 25,000 followers, I'm gonna give 1 lucky winner 50,000 DOG tokens each. So all you have to do in order to participate is follow my Twitter account and comment follow it as these people are doing below. And that's it. That's that easy. So when I hit 24,000, I'm going to choose those 5 lucky winners. Then when I hit 25,000, I'm going to choose 1 lucky winner. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely feel bullish around DOG Bitcoin. You know what's about to happen. I've been trying to make daily videos telling you what's about to happen, but honestly, it's really up for you to decide. But I think the most important thing is that Kraken right now is going to be at the forefront of listing DOG for spot trading, and it's going to capitalize on that. And that's absolutely great. You're going to see all these other exchanges that have been sitting on the sidelines. I'm talking about the tier ones. They're going to look at the trading volume, the community engagement, and they're going to get jealous. They're going to FOMO in. Yes, tier 1 exchanges actually FOMO into listing tokens. This happens all the time. You saw this with XPX 6900, with Giga, with Chill Guy, with Nero. This happens all the time. So right now for me, strategically, I'm going to be buying more DOG. I'm not going to be buying any runestone ordinal projects. I think it's absolutely fine that everybody should at least own 1 to 5 or even 10 for that matter, and just hold on to that. It's not for me something that I want to trade day to day. It's all about the DOG token, because DOG ultimately is the winner. So to me, I hope that that's very helpful. I hope that this video is very informative for you. So other than that, by supporting this channel, and I always really appreciate it because it helps my channel out a lot, by you liking the button and most importantly, subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding DOG on the moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.